This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Many of us think we know something about Daniel Boone. We grew up hearing about him or seeing someone in a movie or on TV acting the part of Boone. A cheerful, illiterate American patriot wearing a coonskin cap, who discovered Kentucky, built the first settlement there, and killed innumerable Indians. But little of what we think we know about Boone is true. Boone despised coonskin caps and did not wear them. He did not kill many Indians. He killed a few, but only when he had to. He was an adopted son of a Shawnee chief and had many friends among the Shawnees, even though Indians killed Boone's brother and two of Boone's sons. Boone was not illiterate. Indeed, he wrote better than most on the frontier. His spelling was often phonetic and idiosyncratic, but so was that of Lewis and Clark and many of Boone's contemporaries. Boone was neither the first white to cross the Cumberland Gap into Kentucky, nor the builder of the first settlement in Kentucky. While often thought of as an American patriot, during and after the Revolution, Boone was not uniquely American in his ties. His first commission as a militia officer was signed by Virginia's last British colonial governor. He was Shawnee by adoption, and he became a civil servant in Spain's administration in Missouri before the Louisiana Territory was acquired by the United States. If the untruths about Boone are remarkable, the truths about Boone's life and achievements are much more so. During Boone's long lifetime, he lived from 1734 to 1820. America was born as a country and completely transformed. What had been disparate settlements of fewer than 1 million British colonists huddled near the Atlantic coast became an independent nation reaching well beyond the Mississippi and numbering close to 10 million. Daniel Boone helped to bring about the making and transformation of America. Boone was unexcelled as a woodsman and explorer of the American frontier. Born in Pennsylvania, he traveled through Virginia, Maryland, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, Kentucky, Ohio, and Michigan, out to Missouri, and at least as far west as Kansas. This was at a time when one traveled by foot, on horseback, or by boat. Although he was not the first white to cross the Cumberland Gap, Boone and a party of axemen under him blazed what became the Wilderness Road from the Cumberland Gap to the Kentucky River. Hundreds of thousands of settlers entered Kentucky on that road. Boone was a founder of Boonesboro, led many immigrants into Kentucky, and by his example induced many others to follow. Between 1775 and 1800, the number of settlers in Kentucky grew from fewer than 200 to 221,000, and in 1792, Kentucky became a state. By 1820, when Boone died, Kentucky's population had reached 564,000. Boone's leadership of the successful 1778 defense of Boonesboro against a sustained Indian attack was instrumental in keeping white settlers in Kentucky during the bloody years of the Revolution. In 1799, Boone and his family moved to Missouri, then a Spanish territory with a non-Indian population of perhaps 4,000. Boone explored and hunted up the Missouri River at least as far as Kansas. His example helped to encourage an influx of settlers into Missouri. By 1820, when Boone died, 67,000 people lived in Missouri, which was then on the verge of statehood. Boone's achievements made it harder for him to do what he most loved to do. Boone excelled in hunting, opening up the wilderness, and guiding settlers into frontier territory. But by doing these things, Boone and other frontiersmen changed the land forever, so that he could not stay where he was and keep on hunting, trapping, and scouting. He was forced to move, with the advancing frontier, farther and farther west. That process of change and movement was key to the transformations in America in Boone's lifetime.